All right. All right. So, welcome to the 7th hour of our 24-hour fundraiser for Heroes, Badges, and Warriors. To bring awareness to our veteran struggle. Yes, this is the 7th hour, and I've been up 4 days. Anyways, for our veterans who struggle with PTSD and losing hope, they should be on the show. We could lighten them up for sure and give them all the hope they need. Trust me.
That's
you
right.
could light a freaking candle with the atmosphere we have here. Anyways, I am Dorothy Odell, your live stream co-host for this hour, and my connection with veterans is the amazing Greg Bicknell, who is on our Unstoppable Overcomers show, which airs Monday nights, and he was on January 31st of this year, his episode number 44, and he came on and completely changed our lives once we found out exactly what our veterans are going through. And we knew that at that time, the stat was we were losing 22 veterans a day by suicide, which was not okay with Kimberly and I. And we have been out here making sure that these veteran organizations are front and center, that they get all the love support that they need, because that's just what we do and it's important to us. So that's why I'm here. That's my connection. Kimberly, can you just share briefly? She's my amazing co-host this evening. Share briefly, because you have other connections with veterans as well and first responders. So do you want to share that?
Yeah, I'd love to. Everything that Dorothy said, right? Because I had the great fortune or misfortune to be on the show with her and Greg on that infamous episode, right?
Right.
So all that, right?
All that.
And ever since I can remember, like literally as a child before able to speak, right? Being in the presence of anyone, military with a badge, like that profound childlike connection, that these are the real deal people in the world. These are the ones that literally put their lives on the line so we can be free.
Absolutely.
And I have actual, literally, I call them brothers. Shout out to Tony and Rocky, Aldo, who have been in the armed forces, have done several tours of duty. And so there's that, right? As well. So yeah, it's in the DNA to love them.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I have such a kinship with them because we both don't take shit. We are our word, and our word matters. And that is why I just connect with each and every one of them. But enough about my connection. This event, which runs from it started at 6 p.m. tonight and runs all the way to 6 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern
Come on,
Standard
you can do this,
Time.
girl.
We are bringing awareness to all the programs that Camaraderie Rescue Mission has and the collaborations we have made with other organizations and how we help veterans gain hope while living with PTSD. If you would like to donate, you can do so now by going to the link in the ticker, which is https://tinyurl.com/hope for vets. Or you can donate to check to send it to make it out to Camaraderie Rescue Mission and send it to Greg. His address is in the ticker there. All we so appreciate every donation. Every dollar counts. And I know this is really a laughing matter. PTSD is not a laughing matter, but folks, we're like a 24-hour thing here. And can I say that I put over 100 hours trying to get this fundraiser going, and I haven't slept in 4 days. On top of
you could say that, Dorothy.
I could say that. So, anyways, over these 24 hours, there will be live stream shows going on with supporters and veterans sharing their stories in the organizations that help make a difference in our veterans' lives. So let us know where you're tuning in from around the world in the comments. Right, if you could. I'm from Windsor, Ontario. Kimberly, where are you at tonight? We have no idea where Kimberly's at usually.
I am in Chicago.
Woohoo,
Chicago
Chicagoland.
proper. That's right.
All right.
Shout out to Chicago.
And Tim, who's in the comments here. Hey, ladies. We are live. Yes, we are live. Yeah, I hope I got this. Anyways, so TCRMI is a veteran organization that was founded by Mr. Greg Bicknell, who is a retired Air Force veteran after serving 29 years. Mr. Bicknell had brain surgery that did not go well, and as a result, was to be medically discharged. In his journey, he realized that he needed help. He needed help after having suicidal ideations, and after getting up the courage to ask for help, he was told to make an appointment. This lit a fire under Greg's ass. If you know him, like I could just picture it. Anyways, this was the driving force. Sorry. I'm reading Tim's message. I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. This was the driving force that started the Camaraderie Rescue Mission. TCRMI exists to vitalize and enrich the mental, physical, and spiritual, emotional health of active military and veterans, first responders, and the communities they serve. Dorothy and Tim decided to come alongside TCRMI due to her love of helping her veteran family and knowing that 28 veterans a day die by suicide, that something needs to change. She and Mr. Bicknell, well, I explained that I had Mr. Bicknell on our show on January 31st, which was the catalyst for this driving force. So myself and Tim had done another 24-hour live stream event before. That was for cancer. Tim is actually a 15-year leukemia and lymphoma survivor. And I lost my dad to cancer last September. So that was, something that we felt that we had to do. Tim was running for Man of the Year. And so I said, I'm all in. So I said, Tim, let's do another 24 hours for veterans. And he said, he's all in. So that is why we're here tonight, folks. And that runner show is too long. So noted for the next time to make this shorter. So with that, though, we are going to bring our amazing guests on to the show tonight. We actually are very... Oh.
That was Greg, not me.
That was Greg. Greg, something's going on with your iPads, man. They are like driving me crazy. Like, sorry, but I that was loud. Are you? There we go.
I tried to put on. I tried to have my other ones earlier. It didn't quite work out, so I'm switching back and forth between my computer and my phone. So, can you hear me? Okay? You guys hear me okay?
We can hear you. Okay, so I'm like super stoked here because Greg's actually been on every hour so far. And for those of you that are just tuning in from around the world, because I know we have UK here, I know we have Alaska in the house, I know we have Pennsylvania in the house, we have Canada in the house, folks. This is a huge deal. This isn't just some small thing that we've been doing, and we're here to raise money. So if you could go to www.tcrmi.org/donate to donate today, or go to the tinyurl.com/hope4vets. Yes, this truly is a global event. And so with that, since we've heard from Greg several times, Megan, if I give Greg the mic now, Megan will never be able to talk. So, folks,
every time you pick to run a show, it's like first one was like, and it lit a fire under Greg, and the next was like, it lit a fire under his butt, and then now it's like it's lit a fire under his ass. By tomorrow morning, I can't imagine what it's like. I can become more slap happy. Like, there was fire shooting. So. You see how
I can see you. I can see your head almost exploding, the fire bringing out of your ears, smoke coming out your ass. I can see it all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Every time it gets more descriptive. The tail is growing. No pun intended. No pun. Oh, man.
What did I get myself into?
We've already lost. We're not even 10 minutes in. We've already lost.
Megan, we're 7 hours in.
Megan, you take over at this point.
Okay, when I get to this point, Kimberly, you might have to take over, because if I get to this point, I'm gone. So, Megan, share a little bit of why you decided to join us here on the board at TCRMI, and basically your association with veterans, I guess, first.
Okay, well, I was forced by Greg to join the board. Just kidding. My father worked at Dias with Greg, so my father is also a veteran. He is, he's suffered as well. I also owned a mental health group here in Colorado called Kid Stuff Child and Family Counseling. We did take a couple TRICARE clients. There weren't very many in our area, but we worked with a few veterans there as well. But mental health in general has been an area that is near and dear to me, seeing as I've come from that background. I've got a little bit of schooling in there, and then I'm also on 2 boards now that are in the mental health profession. So it's my husband too. He owns a mental health group, so it's all around me. It's something that's in there every single day of my life. So I'm very passionate about it. When Greg and my dad approached me about the opportunity to be the consultant for the Salesforce org, I was excited about that because that's one thing I can nerd out about pretty well. And then when it came around and it was about mental health, I was really excited to join. So it's right up my alley, right about the things that I'm passionate about. And I'm really excited about the fundraiser and all of the things that we're going to do over the next 10 years.
Yeah, see, she slid that in there again. I told her 10 years, we got a commitment in front of the whole world now. Megan, before it was the board, now the whole world.
I know. Now there's a commitment.
Oh, thanks for your love it. I love it.
Tim says 10 years, so maybe he's signing up for 10 too with us. I don't know. We'll see what happens. This 72 hours shit, though. I don't know.
We'll just lock them all in at 10 years. Like
Perfect.
10-year commitments of the contracts in the mail.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, Megan, we are super excited to have you on the board because I know that with all the background that you have, it's exciting to be working with people that not only have experience but have the heart. And you can have all the experience in the world and have no heart. And to me, I'd rather have the heart than no experience. But you have both, so that's a real win for us here at Camaraderie Rescue Mission, for sure. So, Greg, are you wanting to talk now?
Oh no, I'm not so sure I even should at this point. So I don't know how long I've been awake. Some rule like after so many hours being awake. So I think right now, Dorothy, you and I both are probably past the prime. So nothing we can say can be used against us in the court of law, maybe. So that's probably worse for me than it is for you, because that's what'll come out of my mouth on a regular basis anyway, right? But no, this is amazing. And I'll tell you what, I have sitting on all of them. That wasn't really the plan in the beginning. But as we started working through it, it was like, man, I really just kind of want to be in there and listen to what they have to say. And why not, be in the crowd. And there's also things I want to know that I want to tell folks, because this isn't just about Camaraderie Rescue Mission. This is about Camaraderie Rescue Mission connecting with the community, connecting with others, and bringing others in, and not necessarily worrying about all the details on the sides of where we draw the line and all this. It's about connecting. It's about being there for your brother, being there for your sister, being there for your fellow man. And that's what matters. And so, people get caught up sometimes too much in saying, well, this is my organization. You can't come, and you can't come inside of this, but we don't want you doing this or that. You know what? Dr. Royster was on earlier, and she was like, well, I don't have time to go in and talk about all these organizations. I was like, you know what? You can prop any organization you want to on this feed. On these next 24 hours, talk about Megan, talk about her information, talk about her organization she was part of. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we're here for 24 hours to help veterans, right? That's what it is. It just happens at this time. It's Camaraderie Rescue Mission's time to maybe bring in some money to put toward programs that both we do as well as the other organizations that we work and collaborate with do as well. So that's what the cool thing about it is. And and when you go to do your stuff, we're going to be there with you. And I don't want to just say, come and help us, come and do this. I could have done this, and we could have just talked about Camaraderie Rescue Mission and all this kind of stuff, right? But I want people to come and tell their story, tell about their organization, tell about their mission. And if through that people say, you know what, that's really an organization I could get behind, then get behind them. Get behind them and let's keep doing good work, because at the end of the day, it's about taking care of our family. And that's what I want to concentrate on. But I do, the support that we get through this is going to help us put in place some programs. We have some out there that are amazing. We have some that, are quite honestly, potentially may not going to make it. We work in conjunction with the Ghost Ship. And right now they're working through some things. They got to do some repairs on the boats, and then just on the sailing trip, it's about $1,000 or better per person. So it's an amazing trip, but it does cost money. And so those are the things that we can put our support behind. I would love to be able to write them a check and say, here's $10,000 for this year. We want to take 10 trips, and we take 10 vets out on each one of them. That's what I'd love to be able to do. You know what I mean? And so doing stuff like that is kind of, and I want to be able to let other organizations, that trip when I was introduced to Ghost Ship was from another organization out of Western Kentucky called a Soldier's Heart, Bluegrass and Muddy Waters. I had just met him. He said, Greg, you know what, your organization, I'll give you 2 spots. We got them if you want to bring. And I went on there, and a guy that you guys are going to meet tomorrow is going to today, Steve Glenning, he was on that trip. And you know what? Steve has just been a success story of Camaraderie Rescue Mission. And even more so than that, he's become a great friend of mine and my family's. So he's actually coming down next weekend or weekend after next, and he's going to hang out with us. Him and his wife are going to hang out with us for a couple of days. And it went from a guy I didn't even know until October of last year. And Steve has come to some of our events, and he just loves it. I just love having him around. Steve he's such a character. Usually all of his insults go right directly toward me, and they sting really bad and hurt my feelings. But I get over them eventually, and then we just press on. So that's what happens.
Well, and that's why you have thick skin, sir. That's why you bear in 29 years.
Yeah. When I get my age, Dorothy, they just come back and just say, Greg, you're fat. So I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm not supposed to say bad things. I'm already getting counseled on that. I was joking. That wasn't a funny. I'm sorry. Don't ground me, please, girls. Do not.
I don't know. If we take away his right, his revoking being able to talk, I can't talk right now, apparently. Okay, but you sure you want me on for the next 5 hours with you?
As soon as this is over, I'm going to bed. You have to tell Janet Wazawate that I apologize, but it was getting dangerous, and I won't be on for Norm. But I'm going to be back on at 6 o'clock in the morning. I've got to get 3 or 4 hours sleep, or it's just going to keep going downhill from here. Yeah. So nobody wants to see that. Yeah. Nobody wants to see that train wreck.
No, we don't want to see that at all. That's just something we don't want here at Unstoppable Camaraderie, Heroes, Badges, and Warriors. That's something we don't want. And don't forget, people, I know this, you think this is the comedy hour. Actually, we said we were going to have some entertainment. And
I said midnight hour, man. Like,
what better way?
Studio 54 now. It's the adult section of the 24 hour.
And she got all dressed up. Like, look at how pretty my co-host looks. Like, seriously, all dolled up in that amazing dress. And I had like a tank top on until I put my $1 million shirt back on. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to hook directly to my internet so that it doesn't go out. Kimberly, you talk.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Royster does to me when I'm on things. She'll be like, Greg, I got to go pee. Go talk.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dr. Royster. I didn't mean to tell. When you go pee, I talk.
Well, I consider that a compliment if you call me Dr. Royster.
Right? It's totally a compliment.
I've got my pink tank top on under this and all that. But I was going to dress up. I'm in my normal color, dark shirt, light thing, very classic look, So that's it. That's all. Somebody should take over from here really quickly.
So Tim had a question. Why are we here? We are here. I shouldn't read the comments as I talk. We're here
really
because
just know that I'm looking and you don't need to.
Okay, well, I feed off comments. Anyways, so we are here because we are not only here to raise money, we're here to raise awareness of the situation of our veterans. When we first, like I said, came into contact with Mr. Bicknell, we were losing 22 veterans a day by suicide. That number has doubled. And we are here to bring awareness to the organizations that, are coming on and over the 24 hours. We are here to raise funds because without those funds, we can't do our programs. And so that's why we're here. So go to, where is that comment? Go to, here we go, tinyurl.com/hope for vets to donate. Every dollar counts. Every dollar counts. There is two things on the table though, folks. So the amazing Mark Lee has decided the first person that donates $500, he will produce a veterans show and he'll get it up and running and produce it for you. $500, folks. First $500 to donate. Not only that, the board, the TCRMI board has decided that for every $100 donation, your name will go in the draw for the 6-month Freedom Boat Club membership. So what does that get you? You put a donation of $1,000 in, you're going to get 10 tickets into that draw, folks. It's a $7,500 value. $7,500 value. Like, seriously, that's, who wouldn't do that? Not only is it a tax write-off, then you get to send your clients out onto the water. You don't have to pay for the boat. The boat's already there for you. You just got to show up at the dock and pay for the gas. You have a great day out with friends, family, and your coworkers. Seriously. And you're helping veterans. We are giving hope back for our veterans. We're saving lives. We are all about camaraderie. We're all about sustaining. And what's the third thing we do? Revitalize.
Next support.
Yes. There we go. I didn't hear the last one because you kind of broke out.
Connect, support, and sustain.
There we go. And yes, we love the amazing Mark Lee. And yes, P breaks would be good in the future. You're right. That must be Steve. Steve is in as me under the overcovers. He's the only. Yes, I gave up control today, guys. I gave up control. My team is helping me, and I gave up control. And Mark, the other amazing board member, float like a boat. Freedom Boat Club membership. Wow. Yes. So please go donate $100 and your name goes into the draw. If you don't have $100, donate 1, donate 2, 3, whatever you can donate, just donate. We would be greatly appreciated. Megan, you're awfully quiet and it's your hour. So
this is mine and Greg's hour. Not just my hour.
Greg's already had too many hours already at the point. You should be reading the comment.
Well, I do have some things I wanted to kind of say, some insights that I gathered some of the previous sessions. And one thing that you said, Greg, about one of the reasons why you decided to start doing this and the challenges that you faced in trying to get the care that you needed from the VA. And, I had a friend that I was a banker with. He was a private banker. His name was Robert. And he came to me one day and asked me if my husband took TRICARE at the center that he owns. And I said, unfortunately, it's really hard to get in with TRICARE. It's hard to like get paneled as a clinician on there sometimes, especially in our area, if we don't have like a high military population. But eventually he did. But at the time I was like, I don't know anybody that takes TRICARE. He was an Army vet. He was there, I think, 4 years on the front lines in Afghanistan. And not a few months later, he ended up committing suicide. He tried to go and get help through the VA, and they gave him a 6-month waiting list. So that's part of the reason that we're here. We're here to raise funds to kind of fill a gap that's obvious, that's needed. And then we have a lot of passionate people that want to make a difference and want to help the people that are suffering from this trauma that, they do have that hopelessness or that feeling of, I don't have support. I don't have anybody that can help me or even wants to help me. Like Greg's experience about, I called and they scolded me for not submitting my request the right way. That's absurd to me. So it's really important that we have organizations like what we're doing right now and the funds that we have so that we can help people that are hopeless or feel like they don't have anyone and be there to support them.
Absolutely. And it's funny. I am friends with Courtney Herring, who owns her own medical. She's the go-between between the doctors, the VAs, and the nursing staff that helps our veterans. So she owns her own clinic, essentially. And this is the crap that she got from the VA. So the nurse practitioner or the doctor that she had on board for her decided to quit. Didn't give enough notice. So this veteran had been with this doctor, but because this doctor quit, now the veteran goes back into the VA system, and it takes up to 6 months to get a new doctor because they're backlogged or the VA is not going to do what they're doing or whatever the problem is. But that's crap. Like, why would this guy start all over again after just finally getting the help, and now the circle's all back again? And like, Courtney's been fighting. I know she's been fighting hard to get that revoked and to change around. She has another doctor that can take the patient, but that's just how the VA works. And to me, that's just bullshit. And yes, this is not the kid hour, so I can say bullshit on the show, but that is just bullshit. And like,
that was 3 in like less than a second.
Bullshit.
4.
Yeah, 4. I was gonna say on other parts of the world that it might be kid hour.
Well, it could be.
Yeah.
Beep.
We'll just do an R rating. The show is now R rated. Yeah.
So Megan, I just want to go back to what you were talking about there, and I will tell you, I appreciate you sharing, because that is tough, and it was tough for me, and up until I'd really started working with Air Force Wounded Warrior Program as an ambassador, I'd never told my story either, and so sometimes I almost feel like I come off with it so nonchalant, but I do share it regularly. It's never comfortable. I don't enjoy doing it. But it's something that I know that I think sometimes if people see that you share or see that you care, they become more willing to do that. And the fact that, you make those statements and you're willing to share, because I can see it, I can hear it in your voice, it's a tough thing to talk about. And I appreciate the fact that you do bring that with a serious tone, even though we're sitting here having a lot of fun. There's a serious tone here. And it's kind of like, you get with me, I go to tell my story, and sometimes I said something to somebody the other day that I'm like, man, why did I even say that? Because it's just, I get into that mode of, I tell my story, and I go, and sometimes we just have to go back. It's kind of like with the doctors and the police officers and whoever, we see these things and we become so almost immune to it because we see it and it becomes part of our everyday interaction. And you never know when some of that stuff's going to come back to get you. And that's, that's kind of what happened to me. Is I had a mask on for years and years, and when I had that surgery, they brought it out the other day. I'd said that my kids said that they had hit my emotion nerve or my, I had emotions, but like I said, unfortunately for me, it was like when they hit my emotion, I do cry sometimes now where it maybe seems out of place, right? Or I watch a movie or whatever. But then there's also times to where when I get happy, I'm super excited, or I'll get angry. I get super angry. And so there's really no middle ground. And I didn't have that before that surgery. And so and a lot of that comes with, I don't know how to control those emotions now sometimes. And I do, I'm always looking for ways to help. But I think the more that people are willing to openly talk about it, I wish I could remember the quote. Clint Romachet, who received the Medal of Honor, he talks about, and I'm really paraphrasing this, is that, the older generation was told not to talk about it. That's not something you say, you just deal with it and you get it out and you move on. Well, we found out that leads to a lot of really bad things. And once we got to be comfortable with sharing it, and then we got to be comfortable with hearing it. And I appreciate the fact that you were willing to share, because someone's going to hear that and say, you know what, maybe I may need to take a little more aggressive approach and try to get this guy, maybe not into the VA, but maybe one of these services that's provided through an organization like ours, or even through us to be able to connect them with some of these great providers and these great folks that we have on throughout these 24 hours. That's what this night is about, is really getting the people that are on here the opportunity to talk about what they do. Because you know what, at the end of the day, it may not be that they need TCRMI. They may need somebody else in there. But there's times where, like with some of these organizations, we pull them in and then we help fund them when they come by the service. Or they do those things, or we use their location, or we bring them in to do yoga, or maybe we do, the horse, and we rent the farm out or rent the ranch out and those kind of things. But I just want people to see those different modalities. And I really do appreciate the fact you were willing to share that. That means a lot to me personally, because, we always look back and say, what if? Well, you're always going to think that. But it's right now, how can we change the stigma of not being able to talk about it? And then, like I said, the even worse part for me is how can we get rid of the stigma of not wanting to hear it? There's certain words that you say and it ends your conversation immediately.
It does. It
And it
does. And one of my favorite sayings is you have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable.
Mhm.
And the more we talk about it, the more discomfort that we sit in about these topics that are taking lives that are preventable, the more we're going to get the help that we need in the community and the more people are going to get on board with it. So I resonate with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, I tell you what, this whole organization, since I've become a part of it, I've learned, you know, I've learned so much from everyone that's been a part of it. You know, Dorothy just goes and you kind of point her in a direction and Dorothy just let me at it like a buzzsaw. You know, it's awesome to watch and to be a part of it. You know, Kimberly kind of keeps me in those straight talks sometimes. But she also, even when, like, I know, like Kimberly will yell at me without ever saying a bad word. Like, say anything. Like, I know she's really getting on to me, but I'm just not really sure how or what I should be upset about, or like, but she's being so nice about it. You know what I mean? I'm like, Kimberly, just like reach to the phone and punch me. And then, you know, some of the other folks that we have in the organization, you know, it's just been one of those things where you come together as a team and solidifies. But when I get those kind of feedbacks, it makes me want to push even harder, you know, and I ebb and flow. There's days I'm like, man, I'm just so tired of this. And then I'll hear or see something that I think something that could help somebody. And all of a sudden I'm on my phone at 3 a.m. going, hey, I just read about this. I just went and you guys are going to love it. And, you know, and I've got my 14 ideas, you know, that come out in a couple seconds on through my thumbs. I'm looking like a teenager as I'm sitting here, you know, wearing out. Because when I see that, I get so excited thinking that we can help somebody. And I really do. And it's something I think you have to have a passion for because it is a tough thing to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And my passion was given to me by God. And I think God has put me exactly where I need to be. I said this on Dorothy's show when I was interviewed there. And that was the first time I'd really ever said that, you know, out loud, I'll say kind of, but I just think I'm where I'm supposed to be. You know, I've been given some opportunities that I don't think I'd have been given or that, you know, and the timing has been right. And now we have this 24-hour show. I wasn't ready for this 6 months ago. If this opportunity would have presented itself and Dorothy would have said, hey, let's do this 24-hour show, I would have probably said, yes, that's just my nature. Yeah, let's make it happen. And we wouldn't have been ready for it. But I think right now we're ready for it because we got a team assembled. You know, there's 3 here and then there's me that y'all got to keep an eye on. 3 people here that I trust. You know, I took a job outside of this because I trust the team that we've built. And that means the world to me. You know, this is one of those moments, you know, you came on board, I reached out, I asked some questions and you were available to get something done very quickly. That had really been kind of a thorn in my side, just trying to get some stuff done. And it's happened now. And so we're ready to move on and we're ready for the next challenge. And I know that there'll be a next person that steps up to step into that challenge, you know, and that's just kind of where it's at. It's like next up, you know, they talk about on a sports team, when somebody gets hurt, it's next up, you know, and this thing, it's like when we've got an issue or a problem or something we're trying to do, it's like, okay, well, if I don't have the answer, there's one of us is going to, or we're a good enough team to realize we need to reach out and find the answers. And some of the answers are in these 24 hours that we have, these people that are on.
Yeah.
And we've partnered with some of them up to this point. There's some that are brand new that have just come into the circle, and we're going to partner with them going through and help them grow, just like people helped us, like Bluegrass Heart or Soldiers Bluegrass and Muddy Waters. And they're the one that connected us with Ghost Ship. So that's what it's all about, is just continuing to give. And eventually we're going to figure out a way to get all these nonprofits funded, including ours, without having to do these 24-hour fundraisers. We're going to do it through a method that I'd secret squirrel for me right now. You have to sign an NDA across the world. I want to know what I'm talking about, but we're going to figure this out. That's the whole figured out. So no non-disclosure is required because I'm not telling y'all. If you want to find out, then come back in about a month and you can sign up for what I've got. It cost you $1 million.
$1 million.
Wow, that was powerful. Like, did you see
Really,
that face?
Wait, I should probably go to bed.
Like,
That was a little bit of a mic drop moment for you right there, Greg. That would have been boom.
Yeah. I feel like Will Ferrell in the movie Old School, when he got up there on stage and all of a sudden now I'm like,
Mark says cliffhanger.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mark, for staying up with us because
Yeah.
you know we can't get through these.
Mark, I'm coming to you for a big loan. That's what the problem is. So get ready, Mark. I'm coming to you for a big. We're selling your building.
You know, we do have other apparel for sale too. You know, like t-shirts and stuff like that. The suspense is killing Tim. Tim is. Anyways, yeah, I love that. I can't wait to find out. Are we gonna find out about that next Monday or next Wednesday?
I have no idea. What are we?
The cliffhanger,
Oh,
like in suspense. Does your board get to find that out, or is that just something?
I'm not sure.
Am I privy to that information? Having been the secretary on the board.
Honestly, I'm not even sure I'm privy to that information.
Oh, good Lord. Are we having a Greg Bicknell moment?
Yes.
We are having a Greg Bicknell moment.
Shutting down.
But we have got nothing but love for the Greg Bicknell. Are you going to be okay? Do you need to go?
No, I'm fine. I think I'm fine.
Are you sure?
No.
No, you're not sure. This
is good. People are going to tune into this hour and be like, what in the world have I tuned into?
What's going on?
They're loopy at this point.
And I swear to you folks, I have not had a drop of alcohol. So it's not that.
I'm the only one here that's drinking?
Yeah,
what are you drinking?
Diet
Mountain. A mule.
2 gallons of coffee. And if you'd have seen, like I had to go off screen a minute ago, eat because I'd been on all these podcasts. And when I turned the thing off, I think I was off for about a minute. And it's criminal what I did to that double cheeseburger. I never had a chance, right? I was off, cheeseburger, never had a chance. I pounded a Diet Mountain Dew and right back in the action in about 1 minute and 4 seconds.
Oh my God.
A minute?
I have no idea.
Your digestive system is like probably going. We
don't want to.
I have heard you're supposed to chew 23 times per bite. I don't do that, but that is what I've been told. And you military men like to take 4 bites.
There's probably a. Never mind. I can't even say what I was about to say.
Okay.
Oh man.
I think you should take your turn with the baby tonight, by the way.
Huh?
You should probably take your turn with the baby tonight. I mean, you're already up. You may as well feed him.
Honestly thought about bringing him in. I thought, nobody wants to look at me, but everybody would like to look at the baby. And so I could get one of those, what do they say? You can't leave, Greg. I know, Janet. I know I already apologized to you earlier, but you weren't on here. You have to rewind it and watch it.
Well, is Rory up?
If I don't go to sleep, it's going to be bad news bears by in the morning.
Yeah, we don't want that. We need him. We need him for tomorrow. We in tip top shape. So I totally get it. Is the baby sleeping?
The baby is sleeping, I think. I don't know. I'm in my office and got the door shut. I don't know. I can hear guys having fun there, but you are all frozen. Oh, okay.
Well, we're not frozen. We're
we have completely derailed at this point. Yeah. Oh boy.
We are still on the silly train, but you know, I have a saying
after midnight, so that it gets a little bit looser, right?
The episode
playful, a little bit more fun, right? We're holding out for those morning hours, right?
Well, and to be quite truthful, we are talking about a serious matter, with people losing hopelessness and things like that. So we're here to lighten it up on this hour, but no, we are here to bring awareness of veteran suicide, veterans losing their hopelessness, and raising funds so that we can help more veterans. And that's what we're here for. We are all here to lock arms, to help other organizations get them front and center, But guys, we can't do this without you. We, in all seriousness and all playfulness aside, and to be serious for a minute while I can still talk, we're here to raise money, bottom line. And I know with everything going on around in the world, that it's just, it seems like everybody, needs help. And we want to bring help and hope to our veterans. So the way we need you guys to show up is to go to tinyurl.com/hope for vets. That's https://tinyurl.com/hope for vets, and donate what you can. There's two big offers on the table right now. The amazing Mark Lee has thrown down a plea. The first person to donate $500, he will produce and put a show together, put out there for you for veterans. So please. I mean, I don't know the value on those, but I know Mr. Mark Lee is an amazing executive producer. That man, I don't know how many shows he's currently have, but there's a lot of shows this man does. So he knows what he's doing to produce these shows for you. So that is like a priceless thing out there. But the first person to donate $500, please go right now and donate $500. And you're also help getting your veteran show out there. The second way, and the board has decided that for every $100 donated, so if you donate $1,000, you will get 10 tickets into the Freedom Boat Club membership raffle that we do have. The raffle will be done when we raise 2,222 tickets are sold. So please, for every $100, you will get your name into the draw for that. But I mean, if that's not within your budget, donate whatever you can. Every dollar counts. So we are really counting on you for your donations to help us help others. So not only does that stay within, our programs, that gives us so that we can help other programs as well and other organizations. So we really, truly need your help. So that's what I've got to say on that. So again, and if you are one of those people that hates going online and donating money online, write your check to TCRMI and send it to Mr. Greg Bicknell at 1535 Poorgrass Way, Lakeland, Florida, 33813. Just going into the comments for a second here. It's okay if oh, that was for you, Greg. You should see your expression. You're kidding. You're all cute. Yeah, we are cute. Damn it. We are cute. Mark says, I got a call from the cheeseburger and the drinks. They're highly upset at you. Make those donations now.
Hey, I was talking good about the cheeseburger. It was a delicious cheeseburger. Or did I read that wrong?
Mark is willing to tag in. So Mark, sure, if you want to come in, that's absolutely fine.
Absolutely.
If you want for the next 5 hours that Kimberly and I have, if you want to come in, let me know and I'll send you the link. If someone is reading this, scroll have more zeros than 500. Yes. The scrolling have more zeros than 500. What? I'm not sure what she's saying. I didn't put that in the comments. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We're all here to raise awareness, money, and yes. All right. So, Megan, since you're the newest member, we're going to pick on you now. Would you rather? Well, we got to have some fun in this. We need. Okay. Would you rather be in a room full of snakes or in a room with Greg?
In a room with Greg, hands down.
Oh,
hands down.
Perfect.
I cannot take snakes. I can take them from a distance, but
Snakes will eventually sleep.
All
we'll just
right.
talk all the time. Just talk.
That's great. All
What-
right, perfect.
Was that on a cue card?
That is
On a cue card. You need to get a new.
Mark says room with Greg, no doubt, no space. Absolutely. Absolutely. Who was that? Was Mark? Oh no, it was Mark. Mark Anderson said he'd tag. Perfect. So another board member. Perfect. Woohoo. He might have to tag me out too. Anyways, I'm getting literally delirious here. Greg, would you rather?
No.
What's a good rather? Kimberly, what's a good rather question? You got to help me out here, sister.
Oh, would you rather jump over a cliff? Yeah. Would you rather wear a squirrel suit or skydive?
Would I rather wear a squirrel suit or skydive?
Yeah.
Is it like a real squirrel suit with a bushy tail, or like one of those squirrel flying?
The squirrel flying.
Oh. I think does the squirrel suit have a parachute?
No, they don't have parachutes.
This
Yeah,
is
no,
like-
I think they do. I think they do.
This is
Yeah.
like playing with Dr. Christie, I swear to God. It's just a legit question, man. Like there's no hidden meaning.
I'd rather squirrel suit. But I would definitely want to have a rudder.
Okay.
Not like
Wow. Okay, so here's a
the
question.
tail, the fuzzy tail.
Would you rather be with sharks or Navy guys?
Mm,
Ooh.
I'd rather jump off the cliff. Sorry, that's bad.
You're gonna get a talking to. You better watch it.
So
Megan, what would you rather have?
Out of sharks or Navy guys?
Yeah,
Navy guys.
absolutely. Hello. I haven't met a Navy guy that wasn't buff yet. Anyway.
And men.
And we have one coming up, folks. Tim wants to know what he come back to. You have no idea, Tim. This show went off the rails. Squirrels don't have parachutes.
Oh yeah, we've definitely got to. This one has to get lost somewhere in the files.
Oh no.
Okay, this is what. Okay, but camaraderie is all about having fun, is it not, Mr. Bickman?
Oh yeah, I'll never remember that we had this much fun.
This, like, seriously. And I watched pretty much a little bit of every episode so far that I haven't done myself. And you have just been front and center, just like being Mr. Bicknell that you are, and just really bringing it home. And that's what this is all about. And that's why we're here, because of you. And
you know what? It's been fun. This is, I will get serious. We've got a little bit of time left here, and then I'm going to go take a nap. But it has been fun. And the team that we brought in, the team that's kind of come together. I know I talked about this before, but it's just one that the heart, as we talked about earlier, is the core of what we're doing. And when we started doing this, and I was like, you know what, we got to bring these other groups in. We got to make sure that other people get a chance to tell their story. We got to make sure that, we were collaborating and talking about how it went. There was nobody that said, oh, no, that's not how these things are supposed to go. It was like, yeah, we need to give these folks some room and let them give them some airtime and all that stuff. And so, we want, again, just to help the folks. At the end of the day, it's the person that we're helping, not the name on the shirt, not the name that's on the logo, any of that kind of stuff. It's about figuring out a way to collectively make sure that people have a better quality of life. That's what it's about. That's what we're really looking to do. And whether it's ending hopelessness or homelessness, it all ends up being something that you can do. So what I'm going to do is, there's an organization. I'm going to hit some organizations that didn't come on here that I love what they do and how they do it. There's Backpacks for Life, and that's by Alexis Madero. She's in New York, and they have these amazing backpacks, Bowery packs that you can go and you can purchase those things. And what they do is they donate them and give them to homeless vets. And it's a kit to allow them to be able to survive in the elements and some of the things that they deal with. It's a really cool thing that they do. There's Words of Scent, which Carrie Stewart was on earlier. We talked about them. Words of Scent is a place that I went, and it was a week of healing. It was a week long, one of the best ran things I've ever been a part of, whether it was active duty, military, civilian, or whatever. Wordsofscent.org. Mike Kitty and his whole team out there do a fantastic job. So love what they're doing. And then we have the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program. And the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, I'm retired. I'm classified as a wounded warrior from my retirement, medically retired. And, they're the one that put me on this journey, because when I was like, hey, I'm going to resign. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. I reached out to them and said, hey, I'm thinking about resigning, but I want to make sure that I have a plan in place. Right. And the first thing that happened was Washington. What's her name? I should kill me if I couldn't think of her name. But anyway, it's late. But she goes, hey, didn't you want to be an ambassador at one point? And I was like, well, yeah. She's like, well, that offer still stands. And so when I went through the ambassador training, it was available. I told my story for the first time. It was amazing. But I didn't tell it the way I tell it now. You know what I mean? I told it, and I was very scared to come forward. And they said, Greg, there's so much more in what you're not saying, and we can just feel it, because these are dudes that's what they do, is they help you train to tell your story. And throughout going through all that, I got this new family, this AFW2 family that honestly, through transition, they were there to help me move on. And then I kind of walked away. You know what I mean? In a way, I don't mean walked away. I just didn't use them the way that they're meant and intended to be used. And when I went back and started reaching out, the help and the support was there like you wouldn't believe. The Recovering Era Mentor Program, I work with people that do that when they're maybe struggling like I did, and I'm able to help get them back into work or talk with them when they're transitioning out. The Ambassador Program, they put us on military orders where they pay the per diem so that we can go out and speak at locations around the country. There's just a lot of stuff that's going on there. And they have the EIT program, just AFW2, Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, amazing program that's out there that I really support because they've supported me. And that's not the only reason. They just support so many people, and they have a great program. So, those are the ones I wanted to make sure we hit. And I could keep going. I know Janet may talk about, but the power of our story. There's Angels 14, and I could keep going on and on and on. Melody Bellevue, she's the one that her and I connected, and she connected me with Dorothy, and that's why we're here doing this today. And so it's just been an amazing one. At one point, I had my board tell me one day, Greg, before you go and talk to people, we got to vet all this stuff. And I started laughing, and I said, do you realize how many people, like sometimes in a day, I may get recommendations for like 10 or 15 different people from a conversation. I got people like Melody that's connecting me with quality people and saying, hey, you need to talk to these. At the end of the whole thing, it's just about connecting with people so that we can connect with more people that need the help that they need, right? And that's what it goes down to. So I hit some of those organizations because they are near and dear to my heart. I know I'm going to leave people out because I did a board a couple months ago of all the people that had meant something and been a part of my life and been a part of my recovery. And it was a big board. It was probably I think it was probably 6 feet tall, probably 4 feet wide. And Kimberly was there when we did it. We did it in a boardroom. They trapped me in a boardroom for 11 hours. I was like a caged squirrel by the time that day was over, if you could imagine. But on the board, we literally started writing. And then when we got done, we were all at the bottom right-hand corner. And we had to go back and they had to start writing names in between those. So there's so many out there that has been supportive, if not financially supportive, where I can just call them, where I can go out and run an idea by them, where we've connected and I've understood. They helped me understand something that was troubling, and they have what's brought the organization to now. And so now we're on the launch pad to even go do bigger and better things. And with this team, I have no doubt that we're going to do that. So with that, I'll leave the mic to you guys, and I'll count the minutes down to the last 5. And then
there's a question here for you. Greg, what was the biggest silver lining for you being a veteran despite all you've been through?
The fact that when I got out, I still had brothers and sisters all over the world. I mean, that was probably the biggest thing. Is when I left the military. I love airplanes. Excuse me. I love airplanes, but there's not a moment of me that misses the job. I just don't. I miss the people that were on the job. I miss the people that I was out there with. I miss the people that I went to go say hi to every day. And that was the silver lining for me is, you know, after 29 years in the military, I'm still friends with people that I came in the military with. Kerry Stewart, I've known him for over 30 years. You know, I've got friends that from basic training that I still talk to. You know, we've just recently connected. He's out at University of North Carolina, Wilmington. You know, he's now a doctor. You know, he's got his doctorate out there, and he did a lot of stuff at UCF. So when I was connecting with UCF here locally, you know, it was that interchange, and he connected me with some people over there. So it's just amazing that when you get out after 29 years of how many people that you truly have connections with if you just reach out. Because when I was doing this and I was asking people to be on, nobody really said no. It came down to the point where I had to say, you know what, we don't have enough space anymore. Because everybody said yes. And when I started out Camaraderie Rescue Mission, I started asking people, hey, I would like you to be on my board. And the answer was absolutely. You know, so it's been an amazing thing to see the heart of people and how much they're willing to help. And I just, you know, like I think Paul Airy, Chief Master Sergeant, first Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, used to say, just don't screw it up, right? And that's kind of what I do, is I try not to screw it up with all these people around me, and I try to make sure that I give the best foot forward, and hopefully there's somebody out there that culls all my stupid ideas, and at least one of them gets through, and something great happens. But most of the time, it's just a collaboration of all of us.
They're not stupid ideas. And Mark has to say, first you wanted to give a parachute. Now you're talking about them being caged. Squirrels just called me and said, how dare you talk to them about them that way?
All right. I apologize to all squirrels. All right.
But the bottom line is, seriously, make those donations now. It is important work, and we need to raise money for their veterans and first responders. And how can you do that? Well, folks, you can go to tinyurl.com/hope4vets is how you can do that. We appreciate every dollar that we get, and we need your help, seriously. Tim's going to sleep.
Fund me out for my squirrel litigation fund, according to Mark. There, the squirrels rally against me in days. Mark, thanks for the notification, and so we'll have a GoFundMe. Don't let the squirrels get Greg.com.
I'm looking forward to how fresh y'all are going to be when I'm where you're at in the next few hours. So I'm going to go set up Janet. Dorothy, right. I'll see you on the other side. I love you all.
Love you, Janet. Sorry I can't be on, but as you can tell, I should have been asleep 2 hours ago.
Oh my gosh, you are hilarious, sir. Absolutely hilarious. All right, so okay, we still have a couple minutes left here. Mark says Greg Bond Funds. Love it.
You think
the Greg Bond Fund has been set up by Sam Squirrel already? By all? Like, Mark, where are you going? Like, are you going to meet us on the next link? I hope so, because I think Waverly's going to need some help, because I'm fading fast too. Oh my God. But I do want to meet Norm, because Norm, wasn't he Navy? Or is he Army?
I don't know. I'm just going to sit here and stare at you until we get uncomfortable, because I don't know that answer.
You don't know that? Next one. Good. Mark's meeting us on the next one. Thank God. Perfect. I need some fresh blood in here that's not half asleep. Perfect.
Oh, wait.
I'm talking to me, not you, sir. So friends and family, because now we're all family, please go to, I'm going to leave you with one thing. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for showing up in the comments. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping us bring awareness to veteran suicide and them losing hopelessness. Thank you for putting up with our shit on the show, really. Seriously. In this hour, it's kind of gone off the rails. But this is part of the camaraderie ring. And if there's nothing I've witnessed yet, it's like veterans like to talk trash. And that's what we're doing here. This is just being like out in the Air Force field. Like, I'm like one of your brothers right now.
Yeah.
Mark says, and they do fight across water. Do the Canadian ants invade New York? Do Australian bees take over for New Zealand? Inquisitive mind to want to know. Maybe Craig knows. Oh my God, who knows? Okay, so
I'm not even really sure what that said.
It doesn't matter. Our hour's up. We're going to see you on the next flip side, guys. Have a great evening. Thanks for joining us, Megan. Yes, we are crazy here on this.
Megan, please don't sign.
Accept my letter in the morning.
All right.
All right. We'll see y'all later.
All right.
Bye,
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.